Hello everybody, my name is Sandra Trujillo and today I'm going to talk to you about how to release suppressed emotions in a healthy, safe way, right? Because we don't want to explode, right? Sometimes we feel like a ticking bomb and we don't want to explode with somebody that might not deserve it, or we just want to allow ourselves to have a little bit more ease in life. We want to feel like we can actually have gusto for life and pleasantness, and that's only allowed when we are at least at peace with ourselves. Let's talk about our childhood first. This is how we start to suppress emotions, because when we're children, our emotions are totally cut off from our experience. Don't cry, don't say that, you look so ugly when you cry, no one's ever gonna love you like that if you're angry all the time. Don't do that, don't behave that way. My teacher used to say is the get in the car syndrome. It's like, stop crying and get in the car. That's how parents start to cut off your experience. Just they can't have it. And maybe, I'm sure that many times it was probably with the best intentions or the right thing for them to do at the time. But what happens is that now, as adults, we tend to exaggerate those things that we got approval for, when we were kids, and we totally suppress and repress all these emotions that were deemed bad, right, or not socially acceptable. And sure, there's a time and a place for all of that, but these emotions are instinct, basic feelings that are extremely human, and they're meant to be felt. And what we can do is that we can use them as allies to actually teach us what basic needs we are not met within ourselves, right? What do we need to pay attention to, or what can we do in the future to prevent similar experiences, right? These feelings can be our great teachers. So I have 4 steps that I'm going to share with you. The first step is that, well, number 1, you want to create a safe place, right? You want to create a time that you're not going to be bothered to deal with these feelings, and hopefully a space where you can be on your own. So maybe go take a walk really early in the park, when there's no one there, or go for a walk in the forest, or lock yourself in the shower, in the bathroom, or in your room. Blast music, be alone in your experience. Put a song that relates you to the experience that you think you need to have, and relax yourself as much as you can, and bring your attention to that initial trigger or initial trauma or initial negative charge, and see if you can actually name the feeling. So the first step is that you want to name the feeling. You want to give it a name so that you become aware that you are not that feeling, right? When we expose a feeling, it starts to open, it starts to change its weight. So you name the feeling, right? Is it anger? Is it grief? Is it sadness? Is it jealousy? What is it, right? Is it sexual frustration? Name the feeling and put it right in front of you. Is it fear? The next thing you want to do, step number 2, is that you want to allow yourself to have the experience fully lived out. So you're in the safe place, you're in the safe environment. Allow yourself to go all the way out, right? To allow yourself to fully surrender to the experience. So if you have grief, cry. If you're angry, have a tantrum. If you feel sexually frustrated, or you just feel like you want to kick and scream, do it. Touch yourself, for God's sake. Get connected to your body, get connected to your emotions, have the whole experience. It's only when we come to the whole completion of that experience that we can actually gain some insight. So you allow yourself to have the full experience by creating a time and a space where you can actually live it full on, right? Full out, like the whole thing without holding back. The third thing that you want to do is that once you have had the full experience, right, instead of stopping it and reliving it all over in your mind and trying not to feel it, like if you need to cry it out. And then that third thing is you're going to get quiet and actually see if you gain some insight. When you actually look at it from from having it released, right? From no longer feeling it, tied in your system, then see if you can actually find what you can gain from it. What is it saying to you? What were you lacking at the time of the original trigger, of the original trauma, or the original negative charge? What were you lacking in that moment? What can you gain from that experience? What is it trying to tell you? Because all of our feelings are trying to tell us something. What is that trying to tell you? And then the fourth step. So before we go into the fourth step, definitely meditate or journal a little bit on this, or do both. And then the fourth step is that you prevent, right? So you want to plan how to prevent similar events from happening in the future. So maybe what you were lacking when this happened was confidence, right? Maybe to build up your confidence, you take a martial arts class, jiu-jitsu or self-defense. Or maybe you just didn't find a good way to express yourself, or maybe you need to take some communication classes. Maybe you need to improve your communication skills. Or maybe you didn't set good boundaries. So maybe now is a good time, after you've had the experience, and maybe what it's teaching you is that you need to create strong boundaries for yourself. Maybe you just need to have a deeper relationship with your body, right? Maybe you need to get more in touch with your physical body. Maybe you need to plan better for your health, etc. So you do not deserve to be weighed down by any of these emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. They're meant to move through you. All feelings are meant to move through us, right? When we keep and hoard our emotions inside without opening up to have the full experience, we are literally killing away the moments of life, right? Because when we are suppressing something, it takes so much energy that it keeps us from being in the moment. So this is literally not only stealing our life, it's stealing our youth, our vitality, and it's shaping our whole perception of how we see the world. Worse than that, is shaping our expectation for life, which creates our reality, right? What we expect, we create. So we want to be very, very cautious of making sure that we find a safe place to release and allow ourselves to feel lighter, to feel more joyful. Because it's like that quote from Rumi that I love so much, which is, the crack is the place where the light comes in. It's only when we have that full experience of allowing our heart to fully break and allowing ourselves to have life, right, which is all the colors of life are part of life, that we can actually gain the insight, get the light. So those were my 4 steps. I do want to tell you that please don't think that this work is meaningless or that is worthless. This work is warrior work. It takes huge amount of strength and courage to be vulnerable. Huge. And it takes so much compassion to give yourself the devotion and understanding that you need to grow. So really think of this time as a warrior work, as your soul work, is self-knowledge, right? This is how you're teaching yourself about yourself. So yeah, release. Find a safe place, create a safe environment for yourself where you can actually let go. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I do want to tell you that if you found this useful, to please share it with somebody that might benefit from it. If you like this video, please subscribe. I post videos once a week, and I would so much love to see you around. If you have a comment, please post it below. If you'd like to chat about something important or something that you're struggling with, please share. I'd love to answer. Thank you so much. Bye.